What is up, everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool video, and we're back in this mini project that I started not too long ago. So I went back in. The only thing I did off screen was I fixed a couple, or I just did a couple of fences that I missed because there's like one right here, one up here, and everything. That's about all I did. So we're just gonna head straight into this. If you haven't seen the last episode, be sure to check it out. Without further ado, we're just gonna get back into it, and I think I'm gonna fill this up with some mulch, and I think we're gonna do some a really cool like surrounding this area. So basically, what I want to do is kind of create like another mulch area that is just gonna have like this kind of acting as that curb, kind of like what we've done. Kind of like what I've done throughout the entire thing. And then of course we're going to get into some path covers and everything like that for the queue. And then of course the queue, we're just going to do some nice details, like maybe some park fans, like little queue fans that you typically see a lot in some like Six Flags or Cedar Fair parks and stuff. Since we are outdoors, we do want to make sure we keep the guests nice and cool. You know, just kind of like along those lines, something along those lines a bit. So we're just gonna run around here with this. I'm gonna try and speed through this a little bit if I can, because I don't like wasting too much time on curbs and stuff like that. I try to do my best to work at a fast pace, but sometimes I can't because I'm very much trying to get everything perfect when it comes to placement. And sometimes that just is too slow. You know, it's just too slow. But we're gonna keep going. We're gonna do it. Now, as for this one, unless we're next to the track, unless we're up next against the track, we don't really need to put any fencing on this. It's just gonna be a curb coming around here, because I think we might continue this path this way, and then we'll kind of get it close to the guests over there, so we can get some guests flowing through here, because I'd like to try and make it come alive a little bit with some like guests and stuff. So basically, if you hopefully you understand what my concept here is. Basically, we're gonna fill this in with mulch, like this light brown stuff over there, and then we're going to basically make the path go around there. And again, we're going to try and put some nice foliage and different stuff like that and make it just look nice and pretty. I just want everything to look nice and detailed. Like, I've gotten a lot of I've just been kind of motivated and inspired at the same time, which is definitely a good sign. And I'm like urging to build another park from scratch, kind of, but I'm not going to, of course. I'm going to focus mostly on Windleverse and stuff like that. So that's going to be kind of our focus for a bit, because Windleverse is going to be where I'm going to be able to spill that creativity and motivation and stuff into once we get there. So, but yeah, I'm still, again, this recording is still when I'm in Kansas, so I'm recording this from before I get back, but at this point I'd already be back, so like it's gonna be kind of weird because I'll probably do some live streams, and I'll still have videos coming out from when I was in Kansas. So, and I'm still technically in Kansas for this recording, but again, I kind of scheduled videos so far ahead that, you know, they might clash with some live streams while I'm already been back. So kind of interesting. It doesn't really matter too much because, I mean, my laptop's able to handle these recordings fairly well. So the only downside is I can't go past 1080p because the monitor on my laptop's only 1080p. Besides that, it's actually a really beast laptop. So I have to give it that. Do have to give it that. It is a really good laptop. An RTX 3060 Ryzen 9 8-core processor. It's pretty legit. Pretty legitimate, if I do say so myself. Alright, we're gonna go a few straight sections here. And then once we get close to the end here, we're gonna curve it out. Kind of give it a unique design. See, this is kind of a form of art. At least in my opinion. Kind of a little bit of a form of art. Because we want to make it look good. And this will take us to our storage shed building. Like so. And now that's going to be completely covered in some more mulch and stuff. So hopefully I'm not overdoing it with the mulch. I might be a little bit, but it's so nice to kind of have at the same time. I don't know. It can make, to me, this is one of the must-have Theme Maker's Toolkit items is this mulch, because you can use it in planters and it just looks really good. So you can make your just make some nice looking planters with it and such like that, and very, very useful, I'll say. Very, very useful. I think I'm going to do mulch in here too, but I might make it like a darker color just to kind of contrast all this other bit that we've been doing. So I'm going to probably need the smaller ones here. I wish there was one in between the second to the largest and the largest, because it just goes from that huge mulch piece, like this one, to this one. It's just like, come on. They should have made this one a little bit not as drastic as a change, but can't complain too much. I'll still take it, of course. Alright, we're gonna try and quickly fill this up. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. It does kind of suck because we have to use the smaller one there. We can fit a big one in here though before we have to go back to small. There we go. Hopefully I'm not going too far. Ah, I did. Did go a little bit further in there than I should have. See, the good thing is our curb here is pretty thick, pretty big, so we don't have to worry about that too much. I'm gonna try and do some copying and pasting here. Just gonna try and select that bottom one and shorten it up a little bit since we're closing in here on this. See, when you can't use the big piece, sometimes it takes some time to, take a little extra time here to fill this in. Alright, we're moving along. Expand that out a bit. But thankfully we don't have too much more here. Cool. Trying to speed run through this. I'm trying because I know you guys want to see probably more interesting stuff while doing this. So this is why most people probably will do time lapses, but I just wanted to try something different. And if you guys in the first episode are crying for me to do time lapses, sorry. This, like I said, this was filmed very far in advance, so I won't see it till after all this has already been released, so. Because I'm just trying to stay ahead of the curve. Sweet. I can use all of that. Go all the way at least down there. Perfect. Covered a lot of ground there. We did. Alright, just a couple more pieces. There we go. Now we just gotta cover the ground down here. we're going. It's like this one we gotta rotate because we don't have as much space to work with. If a little bit gets through, it's okay. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. There we go. And then we'll get some down right there. And I probably need to fill this in on the other side as well, since now we have all this paving there now. And we're just gonna get all this filled in. And we'll be in very, very good shape. And hopefully the path covers shouldn't take super long, because at least they shouldn't take super long, because they're typically pretty quick. So. There we go. Look at that. Alright, but again, we are gonna get in this middle. I can't think I'm gonna fit a big one in there, nope. But thankfully, once we get just a line of them in here, we can just copy that. We just copy this line all the way down, one end to the other. So I was thinking about making this just kind of a dark brown like that. We can select multiple here to kind of speed up the process. But that's kind of the idea I was going for, is to get a different kind of color in here, just to add a little bit of variety. I guess you could say variety in there. Okay, so that's shaping up. I guess we need to finish this over here. Didn't see that just yet. There we go. All right, now we got a queue line ready to go with all that. So let's go ahead and start on some path covers. So I'm just going to use the concrete that is in ThemeMaker's toolkit here. I use this one quite often, and we're going to give this kind of a brownish gray, a little bit more gray in there. And we have different sizes we can use with this too. And we're just going to use this concrete as our cue for our cue. Alright, let's make sure that that's pretty close to the ground so Gus' feet won't seep through it. We don't want that. And you see, basically the idea is to definitely cover up those gaps that we have here. This one's gonna fit nicely right here. Very nice. It's like sometimes we are probably gonna have to use the smaller, skinnier pieces like this. To get by, but let's fill this in like that. But most of it should be simple enough. When it comes to this, usually we can just go across and then just copy this on down to fill in the rest. And you can see how this is basically going to shape up. And then I also like to add in some chains and to make just to kind of make the everything look like, I want to make it look like there's sections that can be open and closed in the queue. So like if you have a not as long a line, you can use the short queue, shorter pieces. And if you got a longer line, you can open up the queue. Just kind of like that, you know? Alright, so that section's coming along nicely. Now we need to do these switchbacks. But yeah, these path covers are typically pretty easy. They don't take up a terrible amount of time. You can get these done pretty quickly if you're quick. Just gotta be quick. I think I must have messed up here because there's no way to get back there. Fence-wise, I think I messed up here. We'll have to fix that because there should not be a fence right there. Oops. Definitely not. It's like I messed up my own fencing. Alright, should be able to fit this in here. There we go. Alright, so we got all the easy spots. There's a small spot here we need to take care of. I could still use a bigger piece to fill this in. The good thing about these is the they don't really have fighting textures either, so you can overlap them easily, and it kind of saves you time not having to worry about those any fighting textures of any sort. So I did find that quite nice. Alright, and this last section is going to be probably kind of the biggest pain because there's more turns and it's not just symmetrical or anything like that. It's kind of all over the place. So kind of have to do a lot of adjusting here until we get it all covered. Trying to get the entrance set up there nicely. And just a few more spots here that we just gotta patch up, and we'll be good. Like so. Alright, I think our path covers are done. And as you can see, we have a nice looking queue ready to continue its development. But we got everything kind of set up though, so that's good. So basically what I want to do is to create some short queues. I think we're gonna put one right here. So basically all I'm gonna do is delete this fence. And I think just for the sake, we're gonna put like a little post on the ends of these. Alright, and then I'm gonna go into a chain. So basically this is set up to where in real life, of course you can't do it in Planet Coaster, but in real life this can be open and closed based on how busy everything is. So I think we're gonna put one here as well. So like if it would allow us to have the short queue. So basically if you're a short queue, these two chains will be down. completely. See if I can select it. There and here. Because if you have these two chains down, the path just goes from here, and you just go just a couple turns and then you're there. So that would be short queue, which can be open and closed. So, and then if you just want to open up like this section, you can have this one closed and this one, or this one closed and this one opened, and then you can channel out this section of queue as well. So that actually is like very nice spots for those, I think. Like almost perfect, so. And that still makes it fine for priority pass as well. So I think that is actually pretty good shape. That might just do that only. Like, I don't think we need much more. That actually kind of covers the queue very well just with those two. So I think for that, we're going to leave it there. And I think I'm going to go add... See, we need to kind of plug up these spots right here. So I'm going to take one of these. Just kind of raise them up a bit. Just a little raised section there. And we want to also, I actually also want to cover up these annoying little concrete pieces that everyone dislikes and always wants to cover up. And then we're going to do some signage here. And our height sticks and stuff. We're going to put all that right here. And I think we might, if I want to, we might try and do a test seat. There's a fun little way you can do a test seat in Planet Coaster that works for them pretty well, I think, for the most part. So all right, this is going to be our safety sign. I already put one at the exit for the wheelchair access entrance. So we're going to put one here. And then we're going to get our height stick. These are the one. This is the one I like to use the most. I think we're just going to put it off to the side here. And then if I was to do a test seat, man, where would I put it? We could put it just on the inside of the entrance here and maybe like actually do that. That actually might work pretty well. So for that, we're gonna do this. This might be a little mini tutorial if you guys haven't seen it. I might actually do a full-on tutorial for this later on. It's actually kind of the same basis of the stationary car a little bit. It's kind of the same idea almost. In a sense, it's kind of weird. So basically, we want to go up here. And can we just do one car on this? Basically, we're going to try and use this one car as our test seat. But we do need to get it to stop up here. So target speed 1 mile an hour. The acceleration rate will go with 12 and try that. Yeah, that'll work. Perfect. So basically we want to get it just where you can't see the track. Test it. Make sure that's in a good spot. I just realized that I don't really want the test dummies in. What did I do do that for? We don't want test dummies. I know how to fix this. I actually do know. We have to have a complete circuit in order to fix this, so. That, and then a block section will go here. That block section needs to have the same thing here. Yeah, okay, it does. And then we need to go back down. Well, release speed. We want it to stop. Yikes. Okay. So what we're gonna have to do is friction brakes. So it will stop right there. It's kind of a little complex. It probably wouldn't be a bad idea to get the mod. There is a mod where you can get rid of the, I can just auto-complete it. There is a mod where you can actually get rid of those, of the water dummies. Go block section, there we go. And that way it's all automatically already stationary. And boom, we have our test seat there. So car color, I gotta get it to what it is, what I have it right now. That just underground. And then that way, it has no, absolutely no test dummies in it or anything, so. Stop moving that way. I need to push it forward more. And I want to rotate it this way a bit. See it, you can't see where it's actually at until it placed sometimes, so. Alright, and that will be our test seat. Well, we're just going to have to do a little bit of modifying to the fencing here. So instead, we're going to have fencing that goes back here. And delete this fencing. What the heck? Oh, I must have been nice. Alright. Delete that. Yeah, I selected a little bit too much there. A little bit much. Turn off angle snap. I'll have to adjust the mulch too. And that way we have our test seat on the end, just inside here. There we go. Now we'll select these pieces. just like so. Cover that one spot up. And we have a test seat. Like I said, I wanted to pull all of my tricks and detailing for this, so. It's like I've used that trick before with the, for the test seat, so we're gonna try and use it here as well. Now, I could cover it. Something I do like to do is sometimes I do like to cover up the back car, or the back row, so there's only one row. Because realistically, typically there's only one row in the test seat. And because a lot of them do actually have the, do have both seats in the row. Like, it actually has 2 seats in it. So, I'm fine with keeping that. And we get smaller pieces here. But I might throw in some scenery or something that can kind of cover it up. And we might just use some extra ruins of some sort. Might actually do the trick. Because you want something that looks good, that looks like it goes with it. So for instance, I could grab one of these, maybe, and we can pull it off over here. Just kind of make it look like it's kind of part of it, part of this. So you can just cover up that back car and make it kind of look like maybe the seat's part of this. Kind of like that. Could cover up the front piece too if we really wanted to. I don't know if we're going to do that though. I might just keep it kind of like so. Yeah, that will work. And then that's your test seat for the ride. Yeah, I just noticed that one piece is still trying to be sneaky and up here, but I'm trying to avoid the operator from, or the greeter from going through the wall there. Alright. So that's kind of taken care of now, and that is looking quite good. All this really needs is just a lot of fun details and stuff. It just needs scenery, if you will. So we're going to type in fan, and we can do a Q-line fan. Typically I like to go off the side here. Just going to make it go with the black color scheme here. Typically I like it to go off the side here and actually make this all one group because it likes to, it's not all one piece, so typically I like to go in here and select it and make it all one piece by making it all together, so I can just place as many as I want really quickly. But I just realized that it does make it hard to rotate, so we're just gonna use world axis, and that fixes it. For the most part, it fixes it. At least it doesn't rotate it all wonky like. Well, never mind. Yes, it does. I forgot, if you rotate the top piece, it wants to do that. So if you're on, you gotta get it right the first time. Otherwise, if you try to do it again, then it rotates it wonky. So as long as we get it right the first time, we're fine. Why are we going up still? I forgot you have to select world axis every time. It doesn't automatically stay. You gotta do it every time, or it is like, nah, bruh. I just gotta remember to do it every time. Every time. World axis. Alright. I do like to put them in the corners though. I'm not gonna put a crazy amount. I put one on the end here, or in the middle of the cube. Just like main points of the key line. Kind of like so. Oops. Alright. Can probably get rid of that fence now. That's just hanging out in here. Or at least move it in case we do need to use it on something else. I'll just move it out of there. Okay, so we could start doing a little bit of shrubbery and nature stuff in here. Placing a few trees and such. I'm going to get rid of align to surface because I'm going to start with just a few normal trees. Just a few to kind of get us started here. And we're going to go a little bit into some bushes. We'll also put in some flowers and different stuff like that, but that bush was getting a little too crazy there. We don't want our bushes to be too crazy. Alright, a really good shady tree, because we're gonna really use our trees as our main source of shade for the queue. So that's a good shady tree, because it kind of covers a lot of ground there. You know, I'm thinking about doing something different for this section, but I'm not entirely sure just yet. So we're going to leave it empty for the time being at the moment, until I really kind of figure out what I want to do. But we're just going to keep populating this with some shrubbery and such, you know, just keep it going. Just a little bit here and there, and I'm also going to put a bit of flowers. We're going to keep it nice and pretty. We do want to make it look nice. Keep it nice. We have some hidden in that bush a bit. Just a few hidden flowers. And then I do love these guys as well. I like placing them in some random spots. Just kind of evenly spread this around everywhere. We'll get that queue line scenery rating up, that's for sure. If you're all about that queue line scenery rating, we got it. We do. Keep accidentally pushing my other mouse button that's on my keyboard on my laptop. Alright. Might even go in and place a few more of these ash trees around. I like placing them on these curves. I think it's a nice little touch. You know, just adds a little bit. And they're real small trees too. Try and rotate each one. They're really the only one that kind of fits in this planter. You can kind of fit some other ones in there, but I think it's kind of made for this one because it just fits the best and looks the best. At least I think so. Alright, that's looking quite nice. I think we're almost done with like this general area and like the queue and everything. I might just do a quick path kind of flowing around here. To kind of finish this up, kind of complete this spot. We're just gonna engulf it in a pathway that kind of follows it. Nice. It's kind of look like its own complete section area, so it's kind of nice, kind of cool. But I think I'm going to leave this video here for now. I hope you guys enjoyed, so we're going to pick up back on it later on if I do have another episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this little free-form little project. So appreciate you guys checking it out, and make sure you guys have a great day and anything cooler tomorrow. Thanks so much, guys, and goodbye.